Tonight's show is sponsored by Queen Bee Cleaning Company. Queen Bee Cleaning Company services Wayne County and the surrounding areas within a 1-hour radius. Their services include residential cleaning, commercial cleanings, post-construction cleanups, move-ins and move-outs. Yes, they do the packing and cleaning for you. Real estate cleanings, deep cleans, event cleanups, window cleaning, interior, exterior, and screens, junk removal, and boat detailing. Yes, you heard that right, boat detailing. You can hire them weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, one-time jobs as needed. It doesn't matter. They offer all natural cleaning options as well using chemical-safe products. All estimates are free. When you need to find a cleaning company, think Queen Bee, because when your environment is clean, you feel happy, motivated, and healthy. To contact them for all of your cleaning needs, call 570-229-3959 or email them at qbcleaningcompany@gmail.com.
All right, y'all. It's the Nonsense and Deep Thoughts podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another fantastic episode of Nonsense and Deep Thoughts. I'm Corey. Alongside me tonight are Aaron and Mark. What's going on, guys?
What's up, fellas?
What's going on, brothers?
Howdy, howdy, howdy. I'm getting excited for a night out this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited about that, man.
Where are you going?
So just in case you guys might want to go too, I'll let you know, I suppose. We're going to go to Valley Bowling Lanes over in Childs, PA. And it's
Where's
Friday
that?
night.
Childs?
Yeah. It's a Friday night. It's going to be around 7 p.m. And you pay $14 and you get now it's going to be 3 hours. It's been extended. We're getting 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock, 3 hours worth of bowling. You get your shoe rental, you get some pizza, you get some soda. And if I recall correctly, Mark, there's a bar over there, is there not?
Oh, yes, there is.
Now, just keep in mind, it is not open bar. I'm not paying for you lushes, but you can get your own drinks. It's going to be a fantastic time. And, you are able to bring your kids. So,
yep.
Family fun. We're looking to have a good time, man.
My little one will be there. That's for sure.
I'll see what I have going on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you could grace us with your presence, Aaron, that would be fantastic.
Gonna do my best.
Aaron, let's bet bowling.
Let's bet bowling.
If I do come, I'm not bowling. That's for sure.
Well,
if you do come,
Fred Flintstone be worse than that.
I know we keep waffling on the idea of whether we're going to go live that night or not, too. I guess we can just make that a surprise whether we decide to do it or not.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Either way, it's going to be a good time. I'm excited to get out into the public, say hello.
Maybe showing everybody what's going on would be a good idea.
Yeah.
How many people do we have coming?
A lot.
That's awesome.
Probably around 60.
Woo.
Yeah. Got 17 to 24 reserved for us. There's another party going in there that night as well, so we're trying to kind of work things out to where we get our fair share for the night. I guess I surprised the owner by how much or how many people we have coming.
Yeah.
So,
I talked to Cindy on yesterday.
Did you?
While my kids were bowling, and she was excited for it. She said it's going to be fun and it's going to be a good time.
Yeah. I think so. So, onto a real topic, aside from just, promoting that.
Yeah.
How about that post I put up this morning? Did you see that one? You see that one, Mark, about our culture nowadays when it comes to tipping?
Mm-hmm.
You see that one?
Yes.
So the reason that came about, man, I stopped after work to pick up a pizza the other day. The wife, she didn't have anything else or anything out and planned to cook for the night. She's like, I'm going to order some pizza. So she got pizza from Domino's, and, they have that little option to have them bring it out to your car when you're there. You pull up, you throw on your 4-ways, you text them, we're here. And, I got out a couple minutes late. I was fucking tired. I'm like, thank God she did that where, she has them come out to the car. This is cool. So the girl brings it out and she's like, oh, hi, Alexandria. And I looked at her, I was like, that's me. So I take the pizza from you. She's like, here you go. I'm like, thank you. I appreciate it. And I set it on my front seat. And she's like, "You're welcome." And she stood there for a few seconds, and I looked at her, and she goes, "Have a good night." And she's still standing there. I'm like, "Thank you." I start to roll the window up. I'm like, "Why is she still standing there?" And then as I put the window up, she started to walk in. I'm like, "What the fuck was that about?" As I pulled away, I thought about it. I'm like, she probably wanted a tip for bringing the pizza out.
Yep.
They don't get paid. Here's my issue with that. They don't get paid the wages of a waitress. Okay. All they're doing is walking it from around the counter out the front door, literally right outside the front door.
Yeah.
It's kind of them to have that option. But to expect the tip for doing that, I think is a little crazy. Like where I work, I will take product to a person's car and load it up for them. And I'm not going to turn around and expect the tip for it. I'm getting paid a decent wage to do what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it made me start thinking about all the times I get asked if I want a tip, if I want to leave a tip for this, if I want to leave a tip for that, or there's tip cups out everywhere. Like, has that become too much in today's society?
It seems like it's everywhere you go. I know someone made a comment about crumble cookies, how you could have an optional tip. I even see it in local businesses too. And Justin took my next one. We were at the game Sunday, and the lady literally turned around, grabbed my chicken and my French fries and a soda. It was already prepped. Optional tip. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, like,
So,
why?
Yep.
It's too much. I mean, let alone you're spending $20 down there to eat as it is, but then they want a tip on top of that.
Yeah.
What did you
$20? You got it cheap then.
Well, that was just the fries and the chicken.
Yeah. Even that.
But see, that's the part that gets me. Like, growing up, it was certain things you tip for. And you always want to make sure you tip servers well, because literally they need those tips to survive. That is part of their wages. Their tips are part of their wages. Now, countries that are not the US, they don't have this. Like their servers are paid a regular wage. God, I'm not the only one here. Yeah, their servers are paid a regular wage. Tipping is always optional. Like it's not something that's needed to survive. And that's what it should be to me. Like you shouldn't be guilted into tipping for something. I understand, man, if somebody's working hard or they're busy as hell, you feel like, listen, man, you go into a restaurant, you're going just to pick up food, but you see the people are running around like crazy. They're doing all they can to keep up, and they're still being pleasant to you, serving you with a smile, getting your stuff ready. They go a little bit above and beyond. If leave a little tip in the cup, put a couple bucks in, that's fine. That's optional, but everywhere has it now, man. And it feels like they really try to guilt you into it. Like the crumble cookies thing is crazy to me, because the wife and I were in there, and it's literally a kiosk. You order your stuff, you wait for them to call your name. They bring the box over and they show you the cookies. Oh, is this good? Yeah. Okay, here you go. Why do you want to, like, you should be making a decent wage doing that. Why do we need a tip for everything?
I'm with you. There's certain services that deserve it. Housekeeping in your hotel, your servers at your restaurants, things like that. Everything else has just been pushed on it. I mean, there's a local shop on Main Street I stop and get breakfast at every Friday and Saturday. I'm not going to mention the name, but optional tip, like you just literally turn around and grab something off a shelf, and then I get it, but I don't at the same time.
Man,
I don't know. Things are expensive as it is, and then you want another 15% on top of it for what?
That's the problem. And I think that brings me to my other idea, is that, maybe these other countries have it right in that they're not asking their servers to get paid like $4 an hour and like make sure that they have to do a superb job, go above and beyond for everybody just to make it through the next payday.
Yeah.
Like they should not have to depend on their tips. We should be giving servers a regular wage.
Mm-hmm.
Justin says I'm going to require a monetary tip every show I do now.
Justin took my idea. I'm going to go up to the next car I write a ticket to. I'm going to stand there and wait. I'm like, you going to give me a tip or what? I just gave you something. You need to give me something in return.
I'll give you a tip next time you pull me over.
Just the tip?
Just a tip.
For a little bit, just to see how it feels?
What's
up, Alex?
That's all he needs.
What's up, Tanner? Seen chain restaurants add 10% gratuity regardless of people at the table on top of a regular tip. Saw a tip option
I've
at
seen that
A&W
too.
fast food. That's crazy. To add,
It's
dude, to
nuts.
add gratuity to your bill and still expect a tip too. That's wild to me.
Yep.
I've seen places where we make reservations and stuff like that, and it's like, well, it's 20% no matter what. Plus, then they have another option for you to tip them on top of that, which it's just like, you do realize you're making a decent amount of money off of us right now. Like,
Yeah.
I think people should definitely make more money than the $4 an hour or $3 an hour, whatever waitresses make now, or waiters.
I think that's another big part of what makes it so difficult to go out to eat in the first place, man. You're paying that huge bill, and then you have to pay 20% or more on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
The only plus side I can see to being a waitress and getting paid what you get paid is from a tax standpoint. You're not paying nearly as much tax, and your tip. I know certain amount of your tips are taxed. But
they're doing that now. Yeah, they're starting to make them make their tips taxed. They have to report their tips.
I'm sure they're not reporting all of them. Is what I'm.
I hope not.
I hope not too.
Yeah.
Bill,
I always report all my taxes. That's just
Bill, come through town. I got you.
Yeah, Allie, exactly. And that's just it though. Like I'm all for tipping servers 100%. And tip them well. They deserve it. Even if they're a little grouchy, man, you still want to tip them decent because they're fucking working hard. I get it. But it's all this other stuff, man. Everything's asking for it. Everybody's asking for a tip nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to have any money left for myself, man.
No.
Do we have to leave a tip? Do we have to leave a tip for the bowling alley on Friday?
I hope not, Cindy. I hope we don't have to leave a tip for any particular
Just a
reason.
tip. Just the tip.
So if we get card tips, we don't get them at all. Dude, yeah. So wait, you don't get them at all. If we get cash, we tend to have to pay out the bus boys. That part I do know. You do pay out the bus boys, bartender, and all that. But I thought that if it was a tip on the card, you got it, but it was 100% taxed. Like, you're definitely taxed on that one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So when I do tip, I always try to tip. I always try to tip in cash, even if I'm paying with a card. Always used to be, this is my papa. Always used to be that tips were for the service you receive. The better the service, the better the tip. In some places, pool tips, so all get the same. I feel that's wrong because there's no incentive for the bad service to step up their game. Yeah, I agree with that too.
Yeah,
pooling tips is difficult because, like, some people aren't going to work as hard for it as the others. But again, I feel like we shouldn't have to be put in that position. I feel like servers should be paid a good wage, a good enough wage to where you don't need to depend on tips. Then at that point, if you do receive a tip, you're not getting 15, 20, 25%. You're getting whatever, the person wants to put on top of your wage just because, you did well for them. Here's an extra $5. Here's a 10, whatever. I think that's cool. Money.
This dude.
Money.
Damn. But the other one that gets me is hairdressers. Do I have hairdressers in chat right now? Because I want to know about this. It's apparently, I don't know what the custom is now. Like, I've always given like $5 as a tip for a haircut, but I also don't know why. Like, I understand that a hairdresser or a barber pays for their chair. They pay rent on their chair for the month. Yeah, I know. I would do it myself if I was allowed. I'm not allowed. The wife doesn't like when I buzz my hair. But I know they pay for the chair, but do you get paid hourly as a hairdresser? Do you get paid by the client?
They might get some people get commission. Like, they get a percentage of how many cuts they do of their appointments and things like that. So, I mean, usually, I should have explained this better before. If someone's providing you a service, I tip them. Haircut, housekeeping, waitress, something like that. Even like my tattoo artist, like they get a tip because that's something that only a select few people can do. So
right, and it's only a select few people can do, but at the same time, they're already getting a good pay for it, or so I think. So please, somebody explain to me. That's another good point, is tattoo artists, because tattoo artists, you're supposed to get what's customary for that? Like, I know it's not like a low amount.
I know there's like a minimum sometime, right? On tattoos.
Well, say you get yeah, shop minimums are like $50 usually, somewhere around there. But say you get a $300 tattoo, Aaron, what are you giving as a tip?
I usually give $50.
$50 on top of 300. So
Yep.
they're in the same situation that a hairdresser is. And someone fill me in so I feel a little bit better about this, because I don't understand why we tip so high for this. So a hairdresser and a tattoo artist, they pay for the chair for the month. They're paying the shop for that chair. What percentage of what they earn after that are they paying towards the shop? They're not getting paid hourly. They have to be getting paid by their work. Yes.
Yeah, I would assume that.
So hairdressers have to pay the chair, then they have to pay for all their stuff. Well, so do mechanics. We're not tipping mechanics.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
some people do. Some people do pay tip.
Yeah, like
throw
if
a
I have an
little extra
emergency
in there.
$90 an hour. I'm going to tip my mechanic for $90 an hour.
If I have an emergency,
that's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
If I have an emergency and he gets me in, I'm going to give him $20.
Okay, that's a different story.
Yeah, that I would.
Jacob from Sunday Night Army. Apparently, that is bad. People look down on that or frown upon that if you do not tip your tattoo artist.
Yes,
I've always given a tip. I don't go crazy, because if I do go crazy, like I already have enough trouble saving up to get said tattoo done.
Yes.
What is that?
I hear you.
But hairdressers don't get paid hourly like mechanics. They get paid by the clients. Yes. Okay, that's what I thought. So how much of their income do they have to give to the studio that they work for, though? Is it just the chair that they're paying for?
I'd have to ask Mike, because I know he's got to pay a shop fee or something. He pays rent for the part of the chair or whatever he's doing, the part of the shop that the chair's in. I'll have to ask him. That's a good question.
See, like for me, I'm a personal trainer. I pay for the gym that I train at. I pay extra money to train there, but then they don't ask for any money from what I charge. So like I pay X amount of dollars to train at the gym that I train at, but then I can charge my clients whatever I want to charge. I never expect an extra tip from my clients.
Yeah.
I don't care how big you get, how small you get, like that's. But so like I pay, but I never expect anything extra. Whatever I charge, whatever my price is.
Yeah, and see that's what I'm like Mike says. I never tip my tattoo artist $100 to $200 an hour not doing it. And I feel like that's how a lot of people think about it. Like you have all these clients coming through, especially if you're at a place that has a good reputation. You've got all these clients coming through. You're paying a price for your chair. First off, I would love to know what they pay for the chair per month. So after they pay for the chair, is everything else that they bring in from their customers theirs? I understand they have to pay for their own art supplies, the ink, the needles, all that. I get all that. But I still feel like they're coming out on top as compared to what I earn through my job, which I don't get tips for, whether I go above and beyond or not. Every once in a while, someone might slip me a $5 bill, which gets me a drink.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can go get myself an energy drink or two if I'm lucky.
One. Unless they're on sale for 2 for $5 or something like that.
Our man.
Yeah.
Jared,
I need a drink tonight, man.
Jared,
I need a drink.
I'm already there. I've been there all day.
We couldn't tell. Thank you, Ali. I appreciate that. That I'm not sure. I know it's just based off of a friend. If it's a shop, they rent the chair. Shop reputation as well as artist reputation brings customers. So depending on the artist, they give a percentage. It all comes down to you as and this from Mike. It all comes down to you as the individual and the service you are getting based on the food ratio, mechanic, or whatever service. Then that's including the bill and any extra to cover that service.
What? All right, go on. This cat is like really intrigued with this tonight. Now she finally got down.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. I'm kind of baffled and almost against most tipping at this point.
Well,
feels like everyone and their brother wants a tip or feels like they deserve a tip. Like it should be something you shouldn't feel obligated to do. Like
Correct.
if you in your heart feel like this person deserves a little bit of extra, give it to them.
That's it. It should be an optional thing, not something that's pushed upon you.
Yeah.
What about when you get takeout? What do you tip when you like say you go in and you pick up?
Why?
Like I always see those tip jars and I always feel bad. Like if I go to pick up the food and I feel bad for not throwing some money in that tip jar.
I put my change in there because I don't want to put it in my console.
See, now, my wife used to be a counter girl at a pizza place for quite a while, and they always had the tip cups out. And I thought the same thing back then. But to be fair, back then she was only making $8 an hour, so I mean it wasn't that much. And they didn't make as much tips as the girls on the wait staff. But at the same time, like when you go in to pick up food, the customer gives the person their name, they turn around, they grab the food, they hand it to them, hopefully with a smile, and then they're on their way. I mean, that's what you're being paid to do.
Right.
Now, if that customer feels like you've gone above and beyond, you're making them feel extra welcome, like you're someone who matters, they care about you, they're creating a good atmosphere, and you appreciate that, you're the kind of person who appreciates that, that's what earns you the tip. That's what gets you an extra $1 or $2, I think.
That's it.
It's all about pleasantries, man.
Yeah, I always feel bad when I go in there and like if I'm picking it up, I always like I see that tip jar and I feel terrible.
That's
I'm like, should I?
That's just it. And it's like going to the grocery store or anywhere else that has one of the kiosks for you to order or self-checkout. Not a tip at this point. Now they're asking you about all these charities. Do you want to donate to
round
this?
up?
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to round up?
Yep.
Oh my God. Like everything is, dude, I need a charity for me. First off, I need someone to donate to me, but
You and
shit,
me
no,
both.
like they really try to get you, man, on everything. The one that I have a hard time refusing is the Ronald McDonald House. I can't refuse that after our experience last year, but everything else, man, it's crazy. Alex said, we got paid crap. We always made sure everyone got great service. I remembered my customers' names and went out of my way to talk to everyone. I earned my tips. Dude, she still has people come up to her years and years later and talk to her because they remember her from Elegante. And that's what earns you that tip, is creating that kind of atmosphere, making people feel important, you know? And I think that's easy enough to do in a small town if you've got, the knack for it. Allie says, I never refuse the Ronald House ever. It's always for the kids. Yeah, everyone's always for the kids.
What the fuck is going on?
How did you manage that? Fucking Jared, I love you. Nicole Brennan, I worked in the restaurant industry for years, so I know how it is. I always tip 20% for dine-in and 15% for takeout. 15% for takeout. Good golly, Nicole. I mean, that's very gracious and generous of you, but my goodness, they're getting almost as good as a tip as the waitress who runs their butts off. That's wild. I mean, that's heck, if you can do it, by all means. But I couldn't do 15%. I might throw a couple bucks in here or there, $2 for a takeout, but that's only if they treat me well. If it's just like business as usual and I walk in, they're like, your name? Okay. I grab the food, hand it. Can you sign this? Okay. That doesn't get a tip from me.
No.
You ask me how I'm doing, you get to know my name, make it feel personal, then I'll feel obligated. Not obligated. I'll feel like I want to give you a tip at that point.
It's like what I'd make a Match.com ad out of this. Is fucking
can we do it? Can we do it?
If I come to your register and you ask my name and how my day is, I'll give you a tip.
Just a tip.
Justin says, if you want to donate on your own. Fuck companies asking you to donate because they do it in their name and use it as a tax write-off. 100%, Justin. I do remember hearing that. That is a solid point. They do it all the time.
See, the other thing I will say, if a restaurant is good, and I know how these reviews go, if I'm doing pickup, instead of a tip, I leave them a good review on Yelp or whatever else that is. I know that's beneficial to the business as well. Sometimes that means more to them than the money. So I'll do that.
Alex said she had customers come in early to pick up to talk. She remembered their names, their kids' names, their favorite orders. And that's what gets a tip right there. But it's behind the scenes and they do split it. Yeah, the front wait, who splits it? The waitresses split it with the counter? That didn't happen at where my wife worked at. The counter split it up amongst each other.
Some places are splitting between the kitchen staff and everybody.
Yeah, I was just saying
A lot
the
of
kitchen
places-
staff sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of places will do that where they'll tip out their kitchen staff and the bus people, but last I knew they don't split it with the front counter. The front counter has their own little tip cups and they split it out amongst themselves. How much do you tip the pizza delivery guy? I don't know, $5 because they already add it to the delivery. They add like a little charge to the delivery. So I'll give him $5, but it's, because of gas. Although I will say the pizza delivery guy is not allowed to come out here. Can you believe that it stops a half a mile before me?
Really?
Yeah,
Go
for
meet
two
him
guys. Yeah, they stop a half hour before me.
Go meet him at the firehouse.
Yeah.
I thought about that.
Or Browns or
23144 Bear. What if I give them a star? Like a gold star? Or a star on Facebook, like you could give your favorite content creators, aka Nonsense and Deep Thoughts Podcast. Because if you look right down there, is a little star. You click on that star, you can purchase stars from Facebook, and then you can donate to your favorite show, which is, I'm hoping, these guys right here. It keeps us up and running. It's super helpful, guys. It helps us do what we need to do because we do have monthly bills. For as much of a hobby as this is, we do have monthly bills to pay to keep it rolling. Allie says, I worked at a place in St. Augustine a few years ago. I learned the regulars' names and orders and would have the morning customers' stuff ready when I saw their car. I got great tips from them, but the people that would come in just for vacation, nothing. I lived off the regular customers. Yeah, dude. That's good, man. That's how you run it.
I'm trying to catch up on this convo. So I'm assuming from Aaron's comments that Sarah is gluten-free everything.
That is correct.
Okay. Good.
Where
I
to
could
be,
be
Sarah?
could be a cop. Man. Together.
You should, Aaron. You should.
Jared, why are you hiding? Why aren't you out here with us?
Jared's having a
So we
blast.
could do this dumb shit.
Yes, this is what he's built for, baby. This is what he's built for. Shit.
I'm just working.
Yeah, you're having a ball.
and we love it.
He's
and we
earning those
appreciate you
stars.
for it.
He's
Yes.
waiting for the tip.
Yes.
Well, guys, another great way to support the show is to head on over to ndtpodcast.com and sign up for the No Filter Club. We were live tonight for our pre-show before this all started over in the No Filter Club. You pay $5 a month, you get access to that. You get a bonus show here and there, and you get access to our blog posts.
I'm going to stop you right there, Corey.
Okay, yeah, you know what? I believe you have something.
Tell him.
Hey guys, I want to take a minute to tell you about the NDT No Filter Club. If you head over to our site, ndtpodcast.com, not only will you find all things NDT, you will also have the opportunity to join the No Filter Club. For just $5 a month, you can enjoy access to our blog, special live shows, which will be broadcast only to the website for our No Filter Club members, behind-the-scenes footage, and most importantly, you get to enjoy 10% off in our store. Join the No Filter Club today and support the show in one of the coolest ways possible. 10% off, baby. 10% off in our shop, which Jared is updating all the time. Man, guys, you have got to see some of the new designs he's been putting out. It's really cool.
And
really awesome.
we have the new edition, the NDT stories. So what I am doing is I'm going through, so it'll happen every week. And I'm going back through Facebook comments that people have left on our posts. And I'm creating a little story, and I'm adding their comments to the story and letting AI generate like a blog type story. So if you read them, you'll be like, "Oh, that was my comment." So yeah, they're pretty fun to read. It'll
That's
give you
awesome.
it gives you a different take on what you guys had posted.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yes. Join the dark side, Sarah. This is what we like. God, you're so lucky, Sarah. You're so lucky. We get it. We try to get them to put out for us all the time, and it's always, no, I can't do it.
It's just a tip.
I'm married.
In the
He's
dark
married.
side?
In the dark side. Oh my
For
god.
sure, Allie. Anytime.
Guys.
I'm always around. I'm
Ooh.
still on Discord.
Jared, guys, I don't know if you saw this yet or not. I mean, all of you guys that are watching us right now, hanging out in chat, thank y'all first off for that. But Jared worked very hard on putting together a video for us that he posted up yesterday. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you go back and check it out because it was really cool. You get to see the many faces of me in it.
Let me.
Y'all can't handle my dark side, Sarah
Here we
says.
go. Let me upload this real quick. Enhance.
Oh, so you guys don't have to go back and watch it, but you can go back and watch it and share it. He's going to share it for you here.
I'm just gonna play it for you here. So
Is this a ndtpodcast.com exclusive? It's not on Facebook, right?
It is.
I did
only
put
on the
the ad.
website.
So I did put the ad on Facebook,
It is on Facebook. Yep, I've seen it.
but it's to get people to join over onto the website. So I'll play it for you. One second. Oh, there it goes.
In a world cluttered with the same old stories, there's a frequency for the free thinkers, the curious souls, the ones who dare to question.
What's the point of an intro? I don't know. Anyway, welcome to another fantastic episode of Nonsense and Deep Thoughts. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another fantastic episode of Nonsense and Deep Thoughts. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Nonsense and Deep Thoughts podcast. What is going on, everybody? And welcome to another incredible episode of Nonsense and Deep Thoughts. Welcome, anyway, to another episode of the Nonsense and Deep Thoughts podcast. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Nonsense and Deep Thoughts podcast. Just shook my ears, and I fucking love it.
What the fuck was that?
Guys, I don't even know why I tried to welcome you into the show, but welcome to the Nonsense and Deep Thoughts podcast, where every episode is an adventure into the extraordinary. So I was in my early 30s, and since then I've been wandering around aimlessly trying to find what the fuck I'm supposed to do, right? So, and there's a part of me that feels like I should have my shit together. I'm like, listen, it's a whole new world. Like, you moved up in the world, you've got this accomplishment under your belt, and you're fucking proud of it, and you can tell. Join Corey, Justin, and Jared as they peel back the layers of the mundane to reveal the fascinating. From the paranormal to politics to absolute nonsense, no topic is too bold, no discussion too deep. Unless you're watching Aaron and Mark, then you're just talking about sports. And I'll let you start with it, Justin.
Oh, why are you going with me?
Because you already hit on it a little bit last week. You gave a little bit of a preview of what you believe. You said the word, but you didn't really dive into why. So
I have a hard time understanding what it is.
So, what are you waiting for? Tune in and unwind. Your weekly audio escape awaits. Find us on ndtpodcast.com, Facebook, and YouTube. Because sometimes nonsense makes the most.
It cut off a little bit, but yeah. There we go.
Nonsense makes the most sense.
Jared, was that your voice in the beginning doing the intro?
Yeah, you didn't realize I can get that deep.
You sound like Kylo Ren, my dude.
But yeah, that hair, I was going through it. I was like, man, look at the many faces of Corey.
Dude, I am a man of many hairstyles. And most of the time when it gets long like that, it's because it got a little bit too long in between cuts and I just didn't have time to do it, or I didn't have money on a particular week. I'm like, fuck it, we're growing it now. And then we just grew it out.
I mean, I got a little emotional, when I was doing the clips of you, talking about how you're wondering if you get your shit together.
That
I
one
was like, man, that hit.
I was gonna say,
Mhm.
I was gonna bring up that clip because just listening to that, I could hear it in my own voice. Like I know when I'm about to get a little bit too much, like when I'm about to be a little bit too much, and that point right there was it. Like, oh, see, it's too much for Jared too. He had to run. But no,
He did the dip.
I still feel like that though, man. Like, there are so many times when I sit here and I think, God, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And now I'm even older. Now I'm 38 and I still don't have my shit together. I still don't know what I'm doing. I almost feel like I'm at the point of faking it till I make it
Do you
and just
ever
kind of trying to get through things until retirement.
do you ever think anyone is ever going to fully have their shit together completely?
I was gonna say the same thing, Aaron.
I don't know. Maybe it's because younger me grew up watching my parents and the adults around me. Like when I was younger, it seemed like people held their jobs. Like when they got into a field, that was their field until they retired. Period. And like my mentality is I work a job so I can pay the bills. And I don't want to just work a job to pay the bills. I want to do something that I love doing. I want to wake up in the morning and enjoy getting to go do what it is I do in order to make the money to pay the bills. I don't want to have to wake up and drag my ass to work and shuffle through the fucking day in pain, mind you, on a daily fucking basis. King, what's up, dude?
For you, what is that, Corey? What would you love to do? Like, I've seen your post and I commented on it and stuff. What would you want to do every day?
Yeah, that's something I did not comment on that one. I put
I
that
know
up.
you didn't. I was looking for it the other day.
That one was on my personal page, and after I posted it, I thought about it. I looked at Alex. I was like, "Ooh, should I have saved that for the podcast?" And we'll probably do that again. Because not everybody that follows the podcast is friends with me on Facebook, so maybe we'll do that again one day. But yeah, I would love. I mean, honestly, I would love nothing more than to be able to do this for a living. Because if this was my full-time job, I would have a full 8 hours to dedicate to it every day where I could actually hone my craft and get better at doing what I'm doing and look out for different news stories and different topics of conversation, things that, need to be talked about in this world. And I'd have more time to do it. And I just really enjoy it, man. The other thing I'm kind of waiting to hear back on, and it's not necessarily a dream job. It's not something I've thought about extensively.
Yeah, I was hoping.
But I saw a post the other day. I follow a local wrestling school on Facebook, and they put out a post looking for wrestlers, referees, announcers, and the like. And I was like, huh. And they mentioned all the things they wanted someone to send in, including a resume. I'm like, I don't have a resume. I've never been in the field. So I reached out to them on Facebook. They're called High Ground Pro Wrestling. So maybe if you guys reach out to them as well, go over to their page, find the post where that's at, find my comment, and just flood that fucking post with just words of encouragement and backing me up. I asked them about the announcer's position. I said,
of course you did.
I told them, I'm like, listen, I said, I don't have any experience with announcer work. I said, but I'm on a podcast, I've got my own podcast. We talk about different things. I told them about how we did the Little Mania Micro Wrestling event. I said we took our first shot at doing live commentary for an event. So I sent them that video, and I'm waiting to hear back from them. The woman who runs the page is like, well, I think it's a woman. I'm guessing by their posts. So they're like, oh, I'll talk to the owner. And I haven't heard back yet. But that would be really fun. I think that would be a fun job.
I think you got the voice.
Yep. I was just going to say the same thing.
It would be cool. I just need people to go over to High Ground Pro Wrestling and back me up on it. That's all.
Maybe you should make an audition video, like call in a fake couple of wrestlers and send them a video of you doing it.
That could be fun. I just want you to listen. They could even ask me to come over to their center, their gym there, and have me call the wrestlers out for their warm-ups and shit. Fuck that, man. I'll do it. Let's go.
Do you have the old videos from when we used to do our wrestling moves? You could just commentate them in the background. Like,
Yeah. That was fun.
Just-
Backyard
just-
wrestling was great.
just missed the one where I flip over the fence and fall on my face.
Don't show that one.
Yeah, you can skip that one.
Tommy Matthews, I could not get paid to be a stripper. Although I always joke about it, I could start an OnlyFans and have people pay me to put my clothes back on.
Mm-hmm.
Like if people click on my profile, they're not allowed to get away from my profile. Like it locks them in. You know,
Until
they
pay,
have to watch the video until they pay me.
like holding them hostage.
Yeah.
It'd be like a money pack scam, the FBI scams that go out there. You have to pay me in Visa gift cards for me to run away.
Dude, speaking of scams, have you seen how many scams we've gotten lately? All the messages.
Oh man,
I've cleaned them up. I went through and cleaned up a lot of them.
I don't even
Oh.
click over there anymore. It's like, dude,
yeah, me neither.
Got like 8 or 10 of them just this weekend. I don't know what happened,
Mhm.
but we've got all these messages. Oh, your account is going to be shut down. Click here for this.
Yep.
Man,
Well, the first one, I messaged everybody. I'm like, listen, like I messaged Aaron. I'm like, hey, did you see this, Aaron? And then Aaron's like, yeah, I messaged Corey, and Corey's like, yeah, I've seen a bunch of these.
hold on. Let's clarify this whole story. Mark called me screaming at me. Well, not
Like,
screaming.
what? Yo, I was
He was-
running. All right.
He was yelling at me because he thought I got us blocked because of some of the memes that I was posting on the Facebook page. And I said, calm your tits. It's probably a scam. You're going to get us kicked off Facebook, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, it's not a big deal. So now we laugh at them. But yeah, he was mad at me.
Matt, how's
Listen,
it going, man?
I
I'm
love
doing
this.
well.
I love doing this. All right. So I thought you were gonna take it away from me, Aaron. Like I'm
Allie?
sensitive, bro.
Allie, you're beautiful
Tear.
for doing that.
Maybe I'll get a teardrop tattoo and tip the guy a bunch of money.
Oh my God.
Tommy says, in all seriousness, starting up a sports card store would be amazing. Tommy, I
Tommy,
could
let's
see that
do it.
being right up your alley.
Tommy, I'll help you. Let's go.
There you go. You guys got your next business venture.
I would have
There
a
you go.
blast doing that. I've always wanted to do that.
How about everyone else in chat? What would you guys want to do as a dream job? Let's hear it right here before we get the post up for the rest of the followers over there on
Jared,
Facebook.
did you comment on that? I don't know if I saw you. What about you, Jared?
Which post was it?
It was Corey's personal page.
What would your dream job be?
What would your dream job be?
Justin's in for the sports card store.
Yeah, he bought the wrestling section.
It might sound cliche, but man, I enjoy doing what I do. I'm good at it. You know, being a building inspector, I retain knowledge. Pretty smart. Maybe at work, my wife says I'm smart at work, but when I'm at home, I don't have common sense. But I retain knowledge quite a bit, and it's easy for me to learn the building code and to apply that into the work that I do. So I enjoy going to work every day. But this right here, I mean, obviously you could see that I enjoy doing design work. I enjoy making videos. That would be something that I probably would enjoy doing. When I get home, man, this is what I do. I spend my time making
just
So
much fun,
videos and
isn't it?
pictures. Yeah. So,
Jared, question about your job. How long have you been doing it?
so I started in basically, I mean, I started as a contractor in fire protection for 12 years, and then I became a fire inspector for 5 years, and then I transitioned into a building inspector. I've been a building inspector for like the last year or so, in inspections wise. So like 6 years, I've been working for the government as an inspector.
And
So
you've enjoyed the whole 6 years, right?
I've enjoyed it. Yeah, I mean it's great. I've
So-
had a few ups and downs with a few of them, but where I'm at now, the jurisdiction that I work for, it's great.
So you might be an anomaly, but there's a point I'm making with this whole thing. When I first took over doing my police job, I'm like, this is it. This is what I wanted to do. Here I'm in 16 years. I can't wait to get out.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
There's a lot of
I
people
see
that I talk to, like, oh, this is my new job. I love my job. I love my job. And then 2 years later, I hate going to work. So you might be one of the select few that still loves what they do. I see it. I don't know. I guess my question is, when do you know that's your dream job?
I've had a few days like that, right? Like, man, like this is not something that I want to do, and it's just those days that I've had. But as a whole, I actually enjoy it. I actually enjoy like educating contractors or trying to. I like making buildings safe. I'm not a first responder. I hold a lot of certifications, but the one thing I do is just enjoy, like, I can go through and look at this building or looking at that building and just be like, I didn't build it, but I had a hand in it, right? I inspected, I made sure the building was safe. So doing stuff like that has made me basically transition from that feeling. But like I said, I mean, I've had days where after 2 years of doing it or 3 years of doing it, like as a fire inspector working for one jurisdiction, I was like, man, I got to get out of here. But it wasn't so much the job; it's
Where
the
you
people
were.
it was where I was. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, when he says educate these people, he means, put them in their place.
Yes.
I don't.
That's
So
what he does to us every so often.
it's different. Yeah. So when I'm on Hero, when I'm at home, I tend to not have that. But when I'm at work, I do have that attitude. I do need to. I don't yell at people. Like, I treat people how I want to be treated. So I have yelled at people, but yeah, no, I do my inspections. I make sure that that I treat people fair,
You
So
really you already know what I'm gonna say. You really shouldn't be rubbing off on Sarah.
Oh my God. I couldn't hold it in. I started laughing immediately. This is what you guys have created.
oh, I do. So I see what she did there, but
Yeah.
so she basically, when we go to restaurants, when we go anywhere, I look at everything, right? I look at exits, I look at the building, I look at the fire suppression systems. I'm like, okay, is this building up to go? But I do it is also like, if there was an event to happen, I know exactly where I'm going. I know the exits, the route that I'm taking. It's just occupational hazard. Yeah.
Well, one of our lovely sponsors is in chat tonight. She says she loves what she's doing with her cleaning company. She also said that her dream job would be heart surgeon. That one's wild. That one would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, but she can clean up afterwards.
Listen, I worked at the hospital for a bit in my younger years, and my job was porter, so I had to clean. I had to pick up like the garbage and the linens and all that shit. Had to wax the floors, and I worked second shift, so the OR leaves at 5 o'clock. If there are any emergency surgeries, guess who they call upon to go clean that?
I forgot you did that.
I
forgot.
I walked into a room one night, an OR suite, 10:30 at night. I clock out at 11:15. I walked into this room, had to get all scrubbed up. I'm wearing the scrubs, the hat, and everything. Walk into the room, blood everywhere. It was like a fucking murder scene. Blood everywhere. They had a blood bag in the warmer, and it exploded. So it was all over everything.
Oh.
Ceiling included. I was like, I can't fucking do this. I was like, there's not a chance. I won't be done in time. I'm out. Turned around, walked out, left it for the next shift. I was like, there's no. And then there was another time I went into a room that was not labeled as a MRSA patient, and there was a MRSA patient in there. So you're supposed to wear extra when you go into a MRSA room, like the mask and everything.
I've done the same thing, Corey.
I was like,
so before I got into inspections and all this, I had a transitional period. I was a transport at a hospital, and they didn't label the room, and I walked into it, and then I got yelled at by the nurse, and I was like, "No, excuse me, like, you didn't label it. We're getting ready to." I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, nope, not for me. There's another one of our lovely sponsors, Johnny. What's going on tonight, my friend? Aaron, that's what you do now? What's that? Are you a porter now? You work in a hospital? Not a fun job.
It's funny
Keeps you
because When you ask a question, it's like we all take like 30 seconds of silence thinking he's going to respond out loud.
Oops.
Johnny boy.
Nothing much.
Aaron, what's your dream job? Did you comment on that post? Did I miss it?
My dream job?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, so that's what I was kind of alluding to. I don't know if anybody's ever going to really have a dream job because
Oh, and social worker.
after so many times, like it's repetition and it's work. You know, I don't know what my dream job would be.
Hmm.
You know, aside from anybody, like any guy wants to be a professional athlete, but I'm sure there's
Mhm.
a lot of, you
Yeah.
know, travel and all that stuff bears it down. It drives you crazy. You're away from everybody, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd ever have my own dream job.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean-
tough, man. As Guardian King, my dude, are you still at the same job you were at that you started? When was it? 2 years ago, last year? I forget when it was. But I remember you talking about starting a new job and that you really enjoyed it. I'm kind of thinking that that's where you're still at. But that's awesome to hear.
John, did you start building your garage yet? Johnny's building a garage on his property. Can't
Johnny
believe
from
it.
Gustafson and Sons Towing Company.
My man is
His
just
dream-
busting his ass.
Dream job to be a tow truck driver, and look at him now, baby. Look at him now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
check out this. He's making it. Let's play this.
That's right.
Today's episode is brought to you by Gustafson and Sons Towing, located at 29 Davis Road in Milanville, Pennsylvania. Gustafson and Sons Towing can handle a variety of services that you may need. Aside from 24-hour towing, they also handle winch outs, long hauls, shed moving, small or medium storage container moving, lockouts, jump starts, emergency roadside fuel delivery, and roadside emergency tire repairs. Got a junk car that you want removed? He'll buy that too and get it off your property. Go ahead and check him out over on Facebook at Gustafson and Sons Towing, on TikTok at Gustafson Sons Towing, or give him a call at 570-280-5890. If your car needs a ride but your wallet doesn't, call Gustafson and Sons Towing, 570-280-5890.
What a line at the end there, Aaron. That was great.
Little creativity.
Alex said she would build gardens for a living, have a huge greenhouse, spend all day in the dirt and growing things. Definitely a dream. I always get excited when I hear people say that they're currently doing what it is they love to do.
Mhm.
I'm always happy for them, and I always wish that I could find that too. Maybe someday, guys.
I know,
Maybe
but
someday.
everybody's if we don't have to do the 9 to 5, like I think that's the dream, right? Like,
It would be beautiful,
See,
wouldn't it?
I love the personal training. That's one of my favorite things. I love the fact that I started doing that on the side. But the pro bowling, I originally got sponsored years ago. But then they wanted me every weekend, and at that time I only had my son on weekends. So it was either spend time with my kid or bowl. You know what I'm saying? So I chose to deliver beer for a living. That's my main job.
Nikki, I got you. You do not need to upgrade.
Oh, that's a big old thank you to Jared.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Jared loves putting this stuff together.
Yeah, he does.
Tommy, I don't know how much we would need in capital to start a store, but I would assume probably 250 to 300K. You would need a hell of a lot of insurance and stuff like that, and you'd need some inventory. So
Yeah.
I would think between the two of you, you should have enough inventory to cover.
Yeah, I
all
was
the work.
saying you guys.
to start, my bathroom downstairs is ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, you're good.
The thing is like you got to get new product and hobby boxes, and
Yeah.
you got to get a
But what about
distributor.
what about this? What about hopping into a store similar to the antique stores that my father's in? Getting a little booth inside of a store, like a little vendor
could do
booth,
that.
instead of opening a full store.
You could do that. You're on consignment
Start
at that
small.
point and see what you do. I mean, even starting a couple tables at the sidewalk sales and seeing what we can do, build some capital up that way, sell some of the old stuff that we have and put it into a coffers and go from there. But now, Tommy, it's not as hard as you think. I know where to get stuff. I know a lot of people. The biggest thing is getting a wholesaler's license to getting them at wholesale cost instead
Well, I
of
was gonna,
retail cost.
I was gonna say you just have to get the packages, right? Unopened packages.
What
then-
about like doing the like at the fairgrounds or something like that? You know, like a no.
That would be great in theory, but the problem is that leaving that stuff there, you'd have to pack that up every night and bring it home. Because I'm not going to leave thousands of dollars of sports cards, although there is security there. They're not going to be every minute. That stuff's going to get stolen real quick, especially the way the market is right now.
Yeah, what I'm seeing. So when I go out and do some of these buildings, I've been seeing like auto parts stores, comic stores, stuff like that, and they don't have so much of a storefront anymore. Like they do, but they are mainly. And I was talking to some of the owners. They've now kind of transitioned to where they're putting a lot of their stuff up online. Like,
Yep.
and if you guys don't, I'm trying to think of what it is. Goodwill, right? So Goodwill, you would think like these are like those brick and mortar places, right? Goodwill sells a lot of stuff online. A lot of their stuff they sell at use stuff online. So like when you have an inventory like that, you got to have that capability of being able to ship out a lot of your stuff.
Yeah, the shipping and the packaging has got to be just right, so it's not bent. And like sport cards are so hard to ship the right way. Like, got to put them in penny sleeves, top loaders, wrap them in painter's tape, then put them in a padded envelope, and then another padded envelope, and ship them out. It's a cost and a half just to sell things, or to ship them. So I mean, but to
Yeah.
get the good stuff and be in a storefront would be ideal. But maybe doing some pop-up stores here and there might not be a bad idea either.
I want to talk about this too. What Sarah said. Goodwill overprices on donated items. Goodwill, Salvation Army, all of these consignment stores now, they're all doing it. They're all going online and they're finding out what these things are actually worth, and they're pricing it like they're an antique shop instead of a consignment shop. You go into these shops now and you're paying an arm and a leg for these little things. I don't know. I'm assuming they picked up on the fact that these antique dealers and these people that go in and do like flea markets and shit go into their stores, buy shit cheap, and then mark it up where they're at.
Yep.
Which kills me.
Yep.
Because it's like getting mad at someone who picks up something that you put out for free on the side of the road, and then they turn around and they go sell it at their yard sale or at a flea market or on a Facebook marketplace or something. Like, who cares what they do with it? You put it out for free. You went to give it away. Who cares what they did with it? Like, now down at Salvation Army, they're getting donated these items, and they were getting upset that people are buying it for a cheap price, which helps out Salvation Army, which helps out Goodwill and whatever they're doing. And then they're turning around and making profit off of it. That's just how that world works. So it kills me that they're doing that, because nobody's going to want to buy their shit now.
So check out the salary of Goodwill CEO. I just looked at it. $650,000 annual.
For a nonprofit.
So you know how I noticed how much the local place here was doing that? I had 2 Tupperware totes full of sneakers. I put them in garbage bags. I dropped them off. Jordans, Under Armours, the whole 9. You should have seen the prices they were asking on these shoes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they'll sell them for $5 to people. Nope. It was crazy.
That's nuts,
So
man.
they mark it up.
Big time. They're
Didn't
really
cost
trying
them
to
a
get their
dime.
money's worth. No. Oh well. Oh well. They just won't have people buy their shit, which is why they turn away so much shit anymore. You ever notice that they're like, oh, we're only taking clothing donations today, nothing else? That's because you got no room in your store, man. You got no room in your store because no one's buying your shit. Want to price it like it's a goddamn antique store? Get out of here.
My mom, being on a limited income, just bought like a couch from there.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely, I'm like, really? You just bought that from there? And you paid that much money? Like, come on, you can go to somewhere else and get that. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big Lots. Yep.
All right. Anyone got anything else for tonight? Anything else on your mind we want to talk about?
Mm.
Nope.
Dude, these dollar stores are slowly becoming crazier and crazier too.
Yeah,
Like the Dollar Tree is going to end up being like the $5 tree before long.
Yeah.
Oh,
They say
good idea.
maximum price is $3.99 now or something. I read the other day. Like,
Yep.
what the hell?
Fantastic. They price shitty dishes they think are worth money at like $15 and they're extremely used, not worth more than $1. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad, man. It's supposed to be something to help people out. Nope. Oh well. Well, I'm out for tonight. I'm out of the topics here. We do have something fun planned for tomorrow. If anybody else has anything else, speak up now.
No.
No.
I'm good.
No.
So tomorrow night's topic, guys, is going to be the discussion of generational curses and how it is affecting parenting and shit like that. I kind of drew a brain fart for a second. I had too many things in my head at one time. But yes, generational curses in parenting.
It
Yes,
should be
there
good.
we go.
I did some research on this, and it's a very good topic.
Me too.
So I'm excited to get into that one.
So I actually had someone reach out to me about this topic a few months back, and I kind of put it in my pocket and have been saving it for a rainy day. I don't have any personal experiences with it, so I've done a little bit of research myself. I'm kind of hoping that you guys come out in full force for this one because I know it's something that sits on a couple people's minds. So it should be a good conversation. I hope we get a bunch of interaction with you guys, a bunch of people in chat to help drive this conversation. Friday night, don't forget, if you are going, we are going to be at Valley Bowling Lanes over in Childs, PA, 7 p.m. Eastern time, $14 a person. Do not forget, pay at the door. What else we got going on? Anything else coming up in the near future immediately? I don't think so. I think we covered everything important for now. Tomorrow night's show, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday night bowling, and we'll move on from there. All right? Sound good? Anything else?
No, we're good.
I think we're set.
Fuck yeah. All right. So until tomorrow night, guys, we'll see y'all later.
Later.
Later.